Let's start with the installation. I'm going to use pnpm. You can use npx, npm, yarn, whatever you want. I have an alias setup for pnpm in my terminal. So that is n. N means pnpm create next app. Let's call it next crash course. Yes, I want TypeScript. I want ESLint. I want Tailwind. Yes, yes. Let's not do this. It's installed. So let's go inside. Let's run it. Open it. Cool. We have it running. I will open it in my VS Code. Yes, I trust it. Let's start with some configuration file. First is going to be prettier RC. Second, I want another configuration file called prettier ignore. Once I have done that, I can close both of them. I can go to Tailwind and I can remove all of this. Then I will go to README. I can remove this and I can call it next crash course. Then we go inside our src folder inside our app, which is a new directory structure in next 13 app router. And then inside this src, I create another folder called styles, and I'll shift this global to styles. I want to contain both of them in different places. I will click on this CSS, make it Tailwind. So this squiggly line can go away. Then I can just remove everything from here. The only thing that I will need here is root, every selector before, and we will have to have a font family, which will be Apple System this. And before that, we will have var -- font enter. This is a Tailwind way of defining the font variable, but this variable is not going to be defined here because we are going to define it in our layout.tsx using the Next.js font, which is this. So here it says subsets as Latin. This is the default configuration of the layout file. We will know what these files are, but for now, just write variable font enter, and then come here rather than this class name, call it variable. And let's also wrap this around this. Let's change the title next crash course, and we will change this to, we are importing this from global, but remember I just change it here. So we are now outside of app. So when I put slash, it will show the directories that are available. We have to go inside styles and then slash and globals, and that should do it. Then we go to page and I will remove everything from here. Then I will say const home return h1. We can give the font style of Tailwind using Emmet. Bold font is going to be enter by default, and let's call it next 13 Next.js 13 app router crash codes. Finally, here we will export default home. Let's also go back now. We will see what all of these did, but before that, since we have this prettier now, let's install this as a dependency. Let's copy this name from here. We can come to our RC file where we have defined our plugin. We will paste it here. It sorts your CSS classes by default. This is a plugin created by Tailwind team, so you can trust on them. Well, for example, if I have a P, which is padding of 2, and then I have a PX of 2, right? And I will like to make it before that, like so. When I save this, the P will become first, PX will become second. Not to mention, the padding is applied first, meaning the layout properties are applied first, followed by the typographies. Okay, so this is an internal Tailwind way of organizing the classes. Let them do it, which is better. Second, the reason why you want to do it like so is because if you are working on a project with your team members, all of you want to remain on the same page in terms of sorting of the classes so that there's no Git issues that arise later. Talking about Git, let's also make sure that we are on the same page there as well. We will also deploy the entire thing on Vercel for now. So simply log in with your GitHub. Let's also go to GitHub. Let's go here. Let's see. So these are all the Git files that we are not tracking. One more thing that I will do before I go back here is here I will say format prettier, since we have installed it, write and format everything. This command will format everything except what you have put here. Let's run and format. And here we are. Everything is now formatted. So this is our basic setup. Let's add it, git add. Let's also create this file called env. Right now it is being tracked. So we are going to go inside git ignore. We are going to go at the very end, and let's also add env. This is something that you don't want to be tracked at all. So it is being added here. Now let's go back here. We can have a status. Again, commit. Initial setup with prettier done. Let's create this repo. I will log in using github.com. Yes, because this is another account. Yes, it is not going to open it because I'm in WSL. So what I have done is I will also copy this whole thing. I have 2 accounts, so there's that. Then I will go back. I will copy this and now I will paste it. I will authorize it and now it is set. It is done. Enter the continuation. I'm now logged in as my GitHub user account. This GH is basically GitHub CLI. So if you are not using it, please just install it, see how it is being installed, install it, and then you can use all these commands. GitHub config user.name. Let's go with this. Then I will say user.name. That is email, which is required. So just make sure that it is there. This should be 1. Okay, as you can see, it keeps on overriding. It does not matter. As long as you do the configuration for this particular directory, it will work. And that's about it. Now let's go with gh repo create. I will push this local repository to GitHub. Yes, yes. We can look at later. Yes, it's going to be public. Yes, I want to add the remote origin. Yes, that name should be origin. Yes. You will see there's a new directory here. Now, if I go back to Vercel, you will find that there's a thing called import project. Import this and then let's install it. This will give access to our GitHub to the Vercel. Yes, let's give the access to all repository. And then I would like to import this. Right now, none of this is required. So let's deploy it. While it is deploying, let me run this one more time and refresh this. Cool, it is deployed. As you can see right here is how it will look. Cool. Now, I will also go and change this URL later. So if you see it different, don't worry about it. You can go here in add domains. You can then type next crash course. Now for this, you have to have some sort of domain registered in your name. I have codedusting.in registered in my name. All I'm doing is adding it here. For the first time that you will do this, it will require some sort of configuration. You can see it gave the error. Why? Because my another account is using it. For the ones who have the same account and this domain is registered in the same account, this will work. So our site is up and running and our local is also up and running, which is great. So everything is now working fine. And that's the end of the installation.